This is something that is an intellectual fight. It's an intellectual. We have to know what we want. We have to be convinced that freedom works. We have to be convinced that we cannot depend on others and we don't have any right to tell other people what to do. And if we did that, if we used that golden rule on interpersonal relationship, we ought to know how to use the golden rule on international relationship. If we don't want other countries doing anything to us, we shouldn't do it to them either.
I've been blinded by the light as well as by the darkness, but now that I'm awake, grab your lighters and let's spark this debate for the fate of our nation and lives. This stuff is important to both left and right sides, so vote for the guy who's been consistent and strong, the defender of freedom who's been right all along. His name is Ron Paul. This here's my endorsement. It may not mean much, but together we're flawless, unstoppable. Unless they rig the election, which they probably will, then shit's gonna get hectic, but they can't stop a landslide, whatever they do. And he can win by a landslide if his message gets through. It's a message of hope for a peaceful tomorrow, and a message of joy for our world full of sorrow. So do the right thing, please vote with your heart, and be a true hero to this country of ours.
They're the heroes of mine in practice of civil disobedience to try to get the burden of government on our backs, and that's why I'm the one that protects the individual blacks who are in the city who are so unfairly being treated and thrown in prison. That's the message that needs to be heard, and I'd appreciate somebody helping bring that out rather than nitpicking over something done many years ago, which I did not right.
Ron Paul, victory coming soon if you stand with the man who's been fighting for you. He's been called an old loon just for telling the truth. He's been blacked out, smeared, ridiculed on the news, but the establishment's scared. Just look at the proof. Ron Paul's the only candidate for the youth. And now that they're dying, it's even more vital. His sayings are scripture like here in the Bible. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not speak if thou art not real. Thou shalt not torture, thou shalt not tax the wage of a man who's been breaking his back. Thou shalt not break a constitutional oath. Thou shalt not skew the results of a vote. Thou shalt not go invading a nation without Congress's vote and a clear mission statement.
We need a strong national defense, and we need to only go to war with a declaration of war.
But if our national security is threatened, the evidence is presented to the Congress, I'd ask them for a declaration of war. But then it would be all out. I mean, I would know exactly who the war is going to be declared against and fight the war, win it, and get it over with. But it would be much more precise.
The world's been waking up. We need a revolution. We like a peaceful change and we keep our constitution. That's why the doctor flew in to fix the sick nation from debt, death, war, and hyperinflation. He's got a lot of patience, but we haven't got the time. We gotta spread his message because the media's been lying. They keep saying he can't win while he's the people's choice. If you read between the headlines, that means we don't have a voice. Damn! Is this the land of the free still, where the one we elect really speaks for the people? Man, or are we just sheeple who go with the flow and don't see their evil? I really don't know if America can make it, but I really do hope we the people will awaken before it's too late. Please answer the call. Elect for president the good Dr. Ron Paul.
This idea that you have to give up so much of your liberties to be safe, that's nonsense. You don't have to give up any liberties to be safe. You don't have true liberty, the wealth cannot last. It's been decades of bad economic ideas and bad foreign policy and bad monetary policy. That's where the problem is.
He's a man with a plan for the country he loves. Only he understands enough is enough. Enough for the tax, enough for the spending, enough for these wars that appear never ending. Unless we elect us a principled person who will do what it takes to reverse this curse and end the Fed. We're in the red and end these wars before we end up dead. Ron Paul 2012.